Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! They lost another one! Yeah, I thought I'd try and do this properly, because, yeah, this is quite a major news story, which literally is just broken in the last 10 minutes or so. I thought I'd do a proper entry, because I was getting a little flack for not doing it properly. So, you know, we're gonna do it in style. So, in the context of this video, another Red Bull veteran quits. This isn't Christian Horner or anything like that, although, given what's been going on lately, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. As Dylan Hansen says, how the Red Bull cookie continues to crumble. My goodness. So, let me give you what's been going on here. So, the Red Bull veteran in question is their sporting director, I believe, Jonathan Wheatley. Now, the major headline that you might associate him to is what was going on during Abu Dhabi 2021, essentially. And the stuff that went down there. But we won't go into too much detail, but let's just say Wheatley was, he had something to do with it. And yet that's another Wheatley who's actually been quite influential in popular culture. The other being, of course, Wheatley from Portal 2. Now I just want Jonathan Wheatley to be going, space, I'm going to space. Well, there is space for him in the future of Formula 1, and that's got something to do with Audi. So, that is the major news that has broken down. Jonathan Wheatley's not going off into retirement or anything. He's not pulling an Adrian Newey, where he is essentially just going, well, I'm just going to take my time with where I go, and I'm not going to tell any of you. It's none of your business, so, bleh. No. He's going to Audi as the team principal. And do you want to know something really, really funny? Guess whose first day it was today? Pronto, Jonathan. It is time. Prepare the activating Audi plan. This is the Audi Grandmaster plan, my friends. This was Matia Binotto's first day in his job as the Chief Operating Officer of Audi. And look what he goes and does. He announces the departure from Red Bull of Jonathan Wheatley, their sporting director, for 18 years, since like the second season of their existence as a team after Jaguar, and he now gets to fulfill, I think that was one of his dreams, of being the team principal. As much as I thought it would be Mike Crack from Aston Martin, since he did have connections to Sauber, this is now realising an opportunity that Jonathan Wheatley has wanted to do. And this is something that I felt like I really needed to jump on. Don't worry, there is going to be a proper video coming out. I'm actually editing it now as we speak. In fact, I was like, oh man, I've been just editing this video. It's actually something to do with Lewis Hamilton for Ferrari and how the social media storm is going to be absolutely cooking up something. So that will be coming very, very soon. Maybe in the next couple of hours or something. But that can wait for now because, you know, it's relatively obvious. And no, I do not have a charger at the moment, but thankfully it's not quite as hot today. So yeah, we can get away with it for just that little bit longer. Since everyone likes to know the status of the updates, 91%, we're good. We've got an hour and a half, so maybe an hour when it comes to battery life and stuff like that. So there you go. Everyone, please be sure to drop a like for this news. That means we can get more people on the case here. Cal the Seasider UTMP, thank you very much for your super chat. And of course, super chats will be very much appreciated. And if you have just joined us and have discovered this place for the first time, welcome. This is an avenue, a cavalcade, a cavern of Formula 1 news. I am the F1 Ladderman. This is a Ladder Live. And I am slowly getting my act together when it comes to live streams and becoming a little bit more prepared. But let me give you the actual statement from Red Bull as regards to the situation. Are you sitting comfortably? Ahem. Today, Oracle Red Bull Racing announced the departure of sporting director Jonathan Wheatley as he heads to a new challenge, taking up the role of team principal with the Audi F1 Project. Jonathan will remain in his position until the end of the 2024 season, as the teams seek to defend both our World Drivers and World Constructors titles successfully. Good luck with that. I will be making another video in regards to potentially all of the chicanery that's been going on with that news. A period of gardening leave will follow in 2025. Everyone at Oracle Red Bull Racing and Red Bull Technology wish him all the best in his new role and would like to place our thanks to Jonathan. Red Bull Racing have tremendous strength and depth, and this provides opportunity to elevate others within the team. We will announce a new team structure in the coming weeks. Well, okay, so this does not mean that Jonathan Wheatley is now going to be going to Audi next week or something like that. The gardening leave thing will take place. It is standard practice. And all this means is that when Audi do become Audi, they will now have a proper team principal with a lot of pedigree, with a winning team that has been through all of it. Not just the Verstappen success, but also the Vettel success, starting off from the beginning. Now, normally I wouldn't be doing these live streams, but there's just been, as the race have said on Twitter, so much news. There's been so much news. It's absolutely crazy. It's bonkers with how much news we've had. It's ridiculous now. And Jules Leno, exactly. This is something that we really need to understand, that we all thought that Adrian Newey leaving, yeah, that is a pretty major blow, but come on, the guy's been working with that team for 20 years almost, and it's a good run, and, you know, he might want to try something else, but then we've just got to remember what was going on here. Historically, Adrian Newey leaves teams when he feels like he's being undermined, that he's not being valued, or the culture of the team completely changes entirely. Like, it's just something that not really appeals to him anymore. We saw that at Williams, we saw that at McLaren, we saw that now again with Red Bull. And this is probably the same case here, that Jonathan Wheatley has seen the wolf through the trees, no, the wood through the trees, and gone from there, the wolf through the trees. The plot thickens. Love your work, mate, says member KB Racing. Thank you very much for all of that stuff. And, yeah, I know that people are going to be talking about Lando and whatnot, but we're not going to be talking about that here today. It's become quite clear that that topic has pretty much been run into the ground or anything like that. Shapeless, what about Andreas Seidel? Wasn't he the team principal? No, actually. He was the CEO of the Audi Sauber project. So he was the big boss, and Alessandro Luni Bravi was the team representative. He was their gopher, just to kind of keep tabs on what was going on, basically. So that's the main case of that here. So all I'll say is that this is just an absolute hammer blow. And Jonathan Wheatley, yeah, some people have been saying, oh, he's that guy from 2021. Yeah, if you really want to boil it down that way, he absolutely was. So this is an absolute issue right now. And Sammy Cheeseman says, is Sainz regretting not going to Audi now? I wouldn't say that he's regretting this per se. That this isn't an absolute major issue. And I feel like he'll be okay. He'll be alright, because Williams have got a lot going for them, and the positivity there. There's a lot of pragmatism there. Formula John, Lawson to Audi then. Ooh, very good point there. Very good point there indeed, my friend. Absolutely. That could be a very good in. Although, Jonathan is not going to be working at Sauber next year. He could easily do something that doesn't really fall into his job description. And, yeah, Zach was right, as it seems. You know what? I think he has a point there, Zach. And even though I'm a McLaren fan, I'm not ashamed to admit it. And Zach Brown is the boss of the team that I like. I was actually getting a little bit tired of what he was saying in the press and in the media about Red Bull. I was thinking, Zach, please, just stop talking about this. But you know what? This is another major player actually leaving the team. And you know what? I feel like the next person to leave, if that is Hannah Schmidt, the Red Bull strategist, that is when you ring major alarm bells. Mr. Hoppy, thank you very much for your super chat. Gonna turn up to Abu Dhabi in a tux to witness Red Bull's downfall. Oh my goodness. Oh my, wow. This is something we really need to take into account here, my friend. This really is, because this is something that, yeah, Zach Brown, all of the stuff that's coming true. It's absolutely correct. Like, all that's happened. And you know what? I think maybe the whole thing with Checo was the last straw. That, you know, it does seem that Red Bull, instead of being the rebels, you know how their catchphrase is forever rebel? Well, what they're doing right now with Sergio Perez, after essentially thinking that that was it, this is not anything rebellious. They have now become the man. They have become the establishment. They have become the old guard. That's what they're doing. That's essentially what's been going on. And now it's just like, Oh my goodness, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is just crazy. So let's just have a look through here. And the race right now. We are on a break! We are. This has been the most news all week. This is absolutely crazy. And there's so much to digest here. This is really, really, really surreal. So, yeah, basically, this is a really good quote from Ed Spencer. So, Ed Spencer 99, we follow each other on Twitter, actually. So, his quote here, and I won't do the I already did it for that one thing. Like Benetton in the mid-1990s, I didn't want to make a screenshot of that, I don't need to worry about that. Like Benetton in the mid-1990s, Red Bull is falling apart, losing key players monthly. The question is, like Schumacher, who left for Ferrari when the team was struggling, will Verstappen be next to go and potentially switch Red Bull blue for Mercedes silver? Now, that is a very good point, actually. So, oh, by the way, let's bring up the likes here, people. We're at 200 likes. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for all of that. But we need to bring it up more. Let's bring it up to 500. We need to get more people onto this because this is major, major news. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your bottom. This is really, really big. So Hannah Schmidt to Ferrari went, oh, Jack T! Oh my goodness! Fred, get on the blower to Hannah. Oh my goodness, Hannah Schmidt at Ferrari, it would solve all of their problems. My goodness. Seriously, I think a lot of teams are going to be really seriously looking at this and thinking, we are actually in a position to poach a lot of, wow, okay. Toby Grüner, according to Automotor und Sport, this was a shock news to Audi. So, Toby Grüner, this is breaking news right now, that not even Audi, not even the people working for Audi and Sauber right knew this was coming. Looks like Audi was completely blindsided by the Red Bull statement about Jonathan Wheatley becoming their new team principal. No official comment yet. So, what? So, Audi, the grunts at Audi had absolutely no idea that this was happening. That they've now just gone, boom, there you go. Here's your new team principal. It's the sporting director from Red Bull. Enjoy. Or in a German accent. But wow. Whoa. Matia Binotto coming in with the vest pocket maneuver. Wow. Oh my, this was his first day. This was his first day of work, and he goes in and drops that bombshell. This is major. That's a huge thing. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little bit over the top here, and this is really not helping when it comes to being drenched in sweat. But this is really sweaty bits. I'm basically Christian Horner right now. I'm having to just dab my my Perez sponsorship money on my forehead to moisten my brow. So, yeah, this is absolutely bonkers. So, yeah, basically last word on sports saying this is a statement move. They strengthen in all areas. So, actually, you know what? They're not kidding. This is even bigger news than, Binotto being there. So, this is crazy. Yeah, Jonesy, day one Chad hire. This is the Grandmaster plan. Matia Binotto. Wow. This just goes to show, and I've been saying this many, many times, that this was the right place for Matia. In the back rooms, the background. Don't put Matia in as the team principal. No, don't need to do that. That's not what he was best at. He was best in the background, doing things that were to do with engineering. And now, of course, with his experience potentially as being the team principal at Ferrari and all the cutthroat stuff, he might know exactly who they might want to pinch. And this was absolutely inspired. And yeah, Jonathan Wheatley may not be as high profile as some other people potentially that you might see at Red Bull. He's been around for a very long time. And that consistency and continuity is absolutely crucial. It's an absolutely crazy thing to have. Formula John Law predicting the future. I wouldn't necessarily say that right now, but definitely Matia's presence is interesting. GP to Audi when? you know what? I think personally, GP will be... Oh, that's actually a good point. Who will actually... will GP, if Max Verstappen does go to Red Bull, Mercedes... No, Max Verstappen goes from Red Bull to Red Bull. That's absolutely crazy. LawVS predictions are on point. Well, I only predicted it last week, but I didn't expect this. I expected Mike Crack to be the team principal, and now... Wow, did I see what donation? Oh, sorry about that, Lucas. Let me just take a look. So let me just see. Where is it? Lucas. Oh, there we go. Can you do a video ranking Lewis 7's championships? Maybe if I have a little bit of time to actually do some research. But basically, based on this news is just showing that the summer break, oh, there's no break. There's no break for us content creators. This is wild. So another Red Bull veteran quit. So it's just like, another one. Thank you. That's just wow. This is past the point of silly season now. Yeah, exactly. We're used to all the drivers picking and choosing. I think we were all expecting Jack Doohan to be the news for today. That he would be the one that would be stoking the fires, and that us Mick Schumacher fans would basically just have to take it on the chin and go, guess looks like our man's not really going to make it. Oh well. And it does increase the Lawson chance. Steve A. Oh, hail the ladder! Can you clean my top windows while you're up there and check the gutters? Great videos, keep it up. Oh yeah, no, that should be fine because I have been actually getting some experience on ladders outside because I've had to help chop the privet hedge outside because that's just been getting absolutely wild and crazy. Yeah, what with having a 5-month-old, you don't really have much time to do anything else. Mid-season report video when? I will be doing it eventually. I will get to it, but unfortunately, there's just been a lot going on at the moment, and I've actually been really wanting to try and make the most for this channel, especially since we're this close to 100k. That's absolutely bonkers. I never really expected that, and I really have that to thank you. I'm not really here to grovel, but things are really coming our way. I've actually managed to bag, hopefully, a press invite for the F1 exhibition up at the Excel Centre. So that's absolutely amazing that I might be mingling along with loads of different people, and that's just going to be absolutely wild. I'm really looking forward to that, and I feel really privileged, and yeah, just crazy. Yeah, I think, just watch this space. Watch this space. Look as to who might go next, because Jonathan Wheatley, he looked like a Red Bull stalwart. No one was thinking about him leaving anytime soon. There were rumblings maybe a year or two ago that he might have retired or something, but not going to another team, not as a team principal. Wow, that's just outrageous. Brendan, how the sleepless nights going? Actually, no, our little one, thankfully, is very, very good when it comes to sleeping. We're not really doing things like wake windows or something. We're just kind of going, if they are sleepy, we let them sleep. There you go. We just kind of follow by intuition. And it's been paying off wondrously when it comes to sleeping. So, we are fine. I get up like at 5 a.m. anyway to write these scripts. So, you know, I'm grinding the stone when it comes to F1 news. I'm usually up by 5 a.m. scripting and all that stuff. So, you know, bring it on. And I love doing it. I absolutely love it. It's giving me life. Sky F1 featuring the attic. You know what? With this setup now, I can legitimately do F1 interviews or doing Sky Sports stuff. If that happens, I'm not expecting it. It would be nice, but that's not what I'm here for. This background, it'll go out on TV. I'm not ashamed. And I'm not ashamed of any critiques because, hey, why am I up an attic? It's to contain my lofty thoughts. We have Crofty, we've got Lofty. So, Lofty and Crofty. There you go. So, Formula1.com has dropped the news. So, let's take a look at what they've got to say. So, Jonathan Wheatley... Oh, before that, Thomas Mayer, Audi declining to comment on Red Bull revealing Jonathan Wheatley as their new team boss. Doesn't appear to have been a coordinated announcement. Oh, this is just yet again showing Audi, the parent company, had no idea. Now, this goes back, before we'll get to that F1 statement shortly, that F1 news article. We'll get to that in a moment. But what this means is that Audi wanted to have the F1 team be an independent entity, that they didn't really interfere too much with their operations. Well, this is just showing it very, very clearly that, yeah, they're going to do just that. They are doing just that when it comes to doing what they want. And the parent company, the VW Group, had no clue that Matia and his team had been able to do this. Wow! Either that, or alternatively, we might have seen this maybe as being part of Andreas Seidel's legacy, but we will never know. unless Seidel decides to do an interview saying that that he was responsible for it. I don't think he will, because there'll be NDAs or whatnot, but hey, Matia might be able to take the credit or something, but it doesn't really matter. It's happening right now. And Audi, the parent company, had no idea. That's, wow. Red Bull had the idea. He had ideas, so, wow. Okay. Just, Matia, you're ruthless. Wow, I'm loving it. This is the revenge arc. This is definitely the revenge arc. So, basically, okay, where are we getting off? Wheels coming off faster than a 2010 Toro Rosso. I understand that reference. Very nice. Okay, so this is what F1.com has to say. Jonathan Wheatley will leave his role as Red Bull's sporting director with the energy drinks firm, saying he'll become team principal of the Audi F1 team. Wheatley has become a significant figure during nearly 2 decades with the organisation and played a key role in winning 13 world championships. 13! That's team and drivers' titles, by the way. So Christian says, it's been a long and successful relationship with Jonathan over 18 years. His contributions to 6 World Constructors Titles, 7 World Drivers Titles, first as team manager and latterly sporting director, will forever be a mark in our team history. A350 XLR, by the way, it's just that. It's history. Lawson to Audi surely, and then maybe Max to Mercedes. If so, what happens to Kimi? Maybe Russell being gone for 2026? It's perfectly legit. It's perfectly viable. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad shout. Perfectly legit, because if Red Bull are stuck with Ricciardo and Tsunoda at VCARB and Perez and Verstappen, then potentially it could be something else. So this is something potentially. If Lawson doesn't get a gig with Red Bull for next year, he's free to leave, as Marco has said. And Audi might just bring him in because, well, because of what's been going on with Sauber at the moment, no one's going to be touching them with a barge pole currently. Not even Magnussen, I reckon. He might get some better roles at IndyCar. So yeah, Red Bull says Wheatley will remain in his position until the end of the year. He'll have a year off, all that stuff. So basically, so Wheatley will report to the Italian who started work today. So yeah, wow. So this is all breaking news right now, and this is just as things go. This is absolutely bonkers. This is really, really, really surreal. Just how this is all just changing before our very eyes. Just. Wow. Okay. So, wow. Just absolutely insane. What do I think about the Max Merck rumors? Could it become more of a reality after Jonathan leaves? Yeah, maybe. Basically, the analogy I think that was mentioned earlier that Ed Spencer made, the journalistic quote there, is that it's kind of like the era with Benetton. People started to leave. Some people went to Ferrari. People went elsewhere. It just wasn't the same, and it all just started to fall apart. And then you get to Benetton in 2001, where they're just a husk of their former self. And yeah, that's pretty much the long and the short of it, really. Just it's a bit of a sad end, if you ask me, really. So yeah. Basically, I really do feel bad for George, that I don't really know what else he can do to try and convince Toto he is worth keeping. The Spa, whatever happened regarding the disqualification, it was an absolutely impressive drive. Yeah, 1,000 viewers, that's absolutely wild. Thank you all so much for being here. This is just really nice to see the whole lot of you. And just taking a look at the stats here, yeah, this is just absolutely remarkable. So thank you all for being here. It's really, really a privilege to serve all of this F1 news to you. So, Kavita, welcome, by the way. Welcome here. Basically, you've missed the fact that Red Bull have lost a key player when it comes to somebody who could be expected to help just shore things up in terms of senior management. They're now going off to Audi as a team principal, and Audi, the company, had no idea it was happening. So that's really, really crazy. Jonathan's role was as sporting director, Alex, by the way. If you upgraded the setup, would you keep the ladder? Yeah, of course. I'm not getting rid of this ladder. The only reason that you will not see this ladder is when I have to move house. And if I do move house, or when I do move house in a few years' time, I am going to be making sure that any house that we move into has a loft with a ladder like this. And if I get like an external studio, I'm going to ask for an attic space, even if it's in the garden or something, because I need this ladder. It's part of me. So, yeah, now, unfortunately, we don't have a basement. And, Paul Grubbs, I am LawVS. I am the F1 ladder man. And I give hot takes, literally hot, especially in the middle of the summer, regarding Formula One. I have lofty thoughts, which is why I'm in a loft. Always ladder, absolutely. So, why am I in an attic? Yeah, I'm weird, I know. I'm absolutely weird. I fully embraced it. Embrace it with me, Paul! Red Bull just announced will announce a new team structure in the coming weeks. That seemingly won't be just Jonathan's replacement. Horner gone to... A350. Very, very good point there, sir. Very, very good point. Potentially, this could mean that we might see more and more people leaving. And if Christian Horner leaves too, if he goes into retirement, I mean... I don't know what's happening. This is outrageous. It definitely means that these Red Bull rumours of Max leaving them to go to Mercedes, they will not go away. They're only going to intensify. Ladder, you definitely need it in your future place. Absolutely. This has become my comfort channel. Sometimes I rewatch old videos to leave on in the background because... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anonymous. I think that's how you say it. Hey, Paul Grubbs. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your consideration. You don't have sore feet at all times? No, fortunately, I'm wearing shoes. And I'll... one of these days, I will show a picture, just eventually, just to kind of show it. I'll just get my wife to, like, take a picture of me mid-flow in a video to show that I'm actually on a ladder right here. So, you know, I'm definitely on one because, yeah, it's absolutely... This is proper steel, so this is absolute jobs. We had people in. It cost £800 to not just put this ladder in, but also putting in flooring and stuff, because there was barely any flooring up here for storage, so that's just absolutely insane. And what am I doing here on Formula 1? I'm on Formula 1 channel, and I'm talking about quotes in terms of loft conversions. So that's just where we are right now. Authentic and diligent individual who always speaks at the heart. I really, really do. I really, really love talking about this. And I'm thrilled that you can all be here with me. And, you know, to quote Matt Gallagher, I'm not a fanboy, I'm just passionate. I literally am. What you see is what you get. If you meet me in person, like at a race or Goodwood Festival of Speed or whatever, this is me. This is basically me. And I love it. Isn't it uncomfortable? After a particularly long time, I think after 40 minutes, it gets a little bit arduous, that I need to kind of sit down for a little bit, and I will get some AC. Apparently Argos has got like a half price offer or something for an AC unit, so we might get that in terms of like that. Doesn't hurt standing and recording vids. A little bit, but I wear shoes. Fortunately, I wear comfortable shoes, so it does help alleviate the arches or something. Fiddlesticks, oh, thank you very much for the super chat. That's really, really appreciated. YouTube's most dangerous F1 news show. Yeah, it's not too bad. Fortunately, it is at an angle, and I am kind of resting my arms on the actual opening, so I have got some support. So, you know, I can do something like this. So, you know, I can just stand here casually. You know, it's absolutely fine. I can just stand here and just show off the patrons, my fine third rungers. So if you recognise your name on here, do give us a shout out. And if you want to become a patron, it's patreon.com/LawVS, and you could potentially get your name up here, as well as get yourself a really cool LawVS design lanyard that will be updated every single year with fancy new designs. So there you go. Thank you to all of these people who have contributed to the channel. You're absolutely amazing. And even the second rungers, the first rungers, anybody who's taken the consideration to patreon.com/LawVS have been really greatly appreciated. And Herbert Craft, don't worry about it. It's all good. You don't have to. I'm just saying it because I wanted to say thank you to these people. That's all I wanted to say. All right, plugging over. Right, back to the news. Do I think Bottas will stay at Audi for 2025? Potentially. Potentially. It's certainly given him a lot more leverage when it comes to that. So that's all very well and good. Sauerkraut, where are you? Where are you at? Where are you actually? Are you a third tier member? Well, that's weird. Oh, there you are. Oh, okay. No, I can tell you where you are. You're right here. So you're kind of like on the fifth row up. So you're around about here. I think you are. Yeah, you should be. So for your future reference, you're right about here. So there you are. Lucas, did you see my message? Oh, did you do another update? Sorry about that. I was easily talking about Fiddlesticks. Yeah, I did do your message about the video about the 7 times Lewis's 7 World Championships. If I get a little bit of time, I may look into it. So I will put that into consideration. Thank you very much, Lucas. Yeah, everyone smash the like button if you can. So there you go. So for point of reference, I do make sure to have a little bit of a close-up at the beginnings of videos. So that means people can see. So there you go. Yeah, if Christian Horner does leave, then yeah, that's it for Red Bull. Well, they'll because Christian Horner is Red Bull, and the important thing to consider is here, unlike Toto, and this has been a bone of contention for Christian, is that he's not a shareholder of the team. Toto is. He is intrinsically linked to that team. And this could easily mean that, it could easily mean that Christian Horner, he's an employee of Red Bull Racing and Red Bull Racing GmbH. So he can easily be fired and not have to, not have any stock options or anything. Oh, sorry about that, Lucas. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. The chat was going really crazily, and I was just busy showing off or anything like that. Scratch F1, what's your name, Lawrence? Yeah, it is. It is. It absolutely is. Hence why partly LawVS, and it's also my game tag from Live for Speed back in the day. The absolutely great racing game made by like 3 guys or something. Really, really cool. Paul Grubbs. No, this is an actual attic. This isn't a green screen, because, look, I'm going right here. Let's see. What can I pull off from the background? So, oh, I know. I'll pull off my cameo, the Foam of Doubt. So, there you go. This is the Foam of Doubt, by the way. This is just one of our little gimmicks. So, whenever I want to talk about a conspiracy theory, right here, instead of just having a tinfoil hat, because everybody does that, I pull out the Foam of Doubt. There you go. Pulling out the Foam of Doubt. So there you go. This is literally just a bit of packing foam that, that just came from like a package that we got like months ago or something. You know, meant to clear out, but then it was like, it ended up in the attic, and I was like, I need a prop or something. Let's see. Oh, okay, this'll do. This'll do absolutely good. Is it hot? Yeah, it is. Fortunately, it's not as hot as it's been the last couple of days, but anyway, we'll put this back right here now. So, no, Paul, just an answer to your question, it is not a green screen. So, the Sofa of Doubt. Okay, no, we haven't got the budget for that. Oh, Florentine, thank you very much for the kudos. Thank you very much. Am I hiding Checo in your attic? In my attic? No, absolutely not. I couldn't afford tinfoil, exactly, so I just had to make do with what I had. So there you go. I'm not enjoying the Red Bull downfall. I'm just thinking it is fascinating to see in real time something that happened before. I was watching in fascination with Ferrari as they fell apart, and Ferrari were my team back in the day. And I was through the entire time of the dark ages of McLaren, and it was just fascinating to see this team that was once so solid and stalwart and established just completely tear itself to shreds. And that's how I'm seeing it. It's a case study of just things happening in F1 historically in cycles. So, I mean, Jam's truth. Oh, whenever we move, it's gonna have a ladder. It's going to have a ladder. No question at all. Xander, the F1 mainstream media, one guy on a ladder. The ladder of legacy. Yeah, absolutely. What was the original idea behind filming ladder? Good question. My friends, a short view back to the past. A few months ago, when Aston Martin made a video, I made a video about Aston Martin being P2, I thought of them climbing the ladder when it came to being part of the big guys, like with Red Bull and Mercedes and Ferrari and what have you. And I thought this would have been a really cute gimmick for that video. But then people really liked it. And I stuck with it because, hey, on YouTube, if you do something people like, you run with it. So that's why I make the ladder. So that's why I did it. So, taking the ladder, well, I don't know what the ladder is. What's the proto-ladder? What was the first ladder born? I don't know. What was the first ladder? Who invented the ladder? That's something I need to know. I need to talk to that guy. Gotta make a deal or something. Will this news change Red Bull and V-Carb lineups? Oh, maybe if Max Verstappen chooses to leave or something like that. If it opens up something at Red Bull, then it could solve the problem when it comes to the Red Bull Junior program. Let's see. So there we go. So many comments, man. This is something seriously to consider. This move is either going to make Audi look incredibly legit, or it's going to make Red Bull look like they're entering their post-Jean Todt era of Ferrari. Lucas, who are my 5 greatest F1 drivers of all time? well, you can't deny the ability of Fangio. I do rate, in a way, Riccardo Patrese being probably part of the biggest radical movement of F1 development from, like, the mid-70s to the early 90s. Riccardo Patrese is a driver I really, really rate, and I would love to get an interview with that guy. Michael Schumacher, no question. Lewis Hamilton is up there. Fernando Alonso, I would say, is something that you really need to consider. And I would say Verstappen is headed toward it, but you got to count Ayrton Senna in as well. Jackie Stewart, you got to really think about as well. Jackie Stewart is someone you really need to consider because, you know, he changed where Formula One was going in terms of safety, and that kind of radical movement was unheard of back in the 70s. So, yeah, he was a game changer. He's a really underrated person when it comes to how we view Formula One, because back then, you know, if people passed during a race, that was just a given. If you go and watch the movie Grand Prix 1966, I believe it's something that you can rent on Prime. It's a really good primer for the F1 movie that's coming out next year. So, Grand Prix 1966, it's a long one. It's about maybe 3 hours or so, but it gives you the feeling and the sentiments and the concept of what Formula One was like back in the 60s, as well as not shying away from death and it being a thing. It's something. But the cinematography, it's excellent, and it's pretty much what this new movie is trying to emulate. So basically, yeah. Alright, we are kind of drifting away from the main concept, but let's just say, Audi were completely blindsided by this news, but I think it's a major coup. So, all I've got to say for that is, I'm going to get back to editing my main video. I will be back here in a couple of hours with this video about Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari. So, all I've got to say is, just keep watching. Keep watching the news and what could be. Pay attention to who potentially might be leaving Red Bull next, because they're saying they're changing their structure in the next few weeks. Remains to be seen.